Hello everyone, John Day here again, part 2 of my building a user support area using Microsoft Office 365. So this is part 2 of building the team, and it's all about getting the team provisioned now. So where we've been looking at planning in part 1, and we've built the team, put all the settings in, this is all about making sure that we provide the apps and the tabs and the areas that are important to the existence of the team. So we're going to be putting all that work in there. There's a couple of things I'm going to be doing, like creating a form, like a feedback form, and doing some other aspects. But I'll be really just putting the actual form into Teams, not building the form. If you want to see me building a form, if you've never used Microsoft Forms before or any of the others, there will be links below the video that you can go into that specific video about how I've built that form, how I work those particular areas, like the planner as well. So pick them up as well as our side project as we build this particular environment. When you're provisioning the team, the biggest habit that you'll get into is you start actively doing the provisioning straight away. You just go in there and do it. And the problem is, when something extends upon a bit of a problem that you have to solve and it starts to absorb time, you start to lose track of, well, what was I intending to put in here? And so you don't sort of look at that team and apply the things you originally thought of. Golden rule, two things. One is I always talk about SIGRABAB. I am a person that avoids SIGRABAB if I possibly can. So I try and SIGRABAB around everything I build, a SharePoint site, a team environment, and make sure that it doesn't sit in that factor. What on earth is SIGRABAB, John? It stands for suppose I get run over by a bus. Okay, never be the only owner in anything in Office 365. Okay, now if you're in a work environment, an organizational environment, you get to the point it's your baby and you're doing it, but things change, things happen, you may change departments, you may leave, whatever reason, that needs to go on. It needs to continue in the organization. Someone needs to be able to manage it. So you need to provide a handover. And it's sometimes better to have that person already involved at an early stage, so that if anyone leaves, we've got the ability to hand in. So a second, a third person, like I've done, I've included Barry and Amanda. I'm going to get their help, which also means when I'm provisioning this, I need to put in as quickly as possible, as early as possible, my thoughts about what we need this for. Now, you could add tabs for this purpose. I could create a private tab that only me and Amanda and Barry would have. I could consider this an open tab where the users can come in and see what we're planning. We can be very open and transparent about it. So I might want to do a channel called admin. I'm going to put it in as the Z admin. And this is purely because alphabetically it sits at the bottom of the list, out of the way of everything else. Okay, you could make up your own example for that, you know, but I'll put in Zedmin. And the idea then is I'll go into that particular channel and I would add, if I need it, a OneNote. So I give that a click. I've already got a OneNote. When you build a team, OneNote, SharePoint sites, planner, other features are already built in, ready for you to use. So I could use one of those existing notebooks that I might have. I could create one, which is what I'm going to do. I seem to have a mouse notebook ready, already provisioned for me. And in case you're wondering, that is actually sitting in the SharePoint site that is accompanies Teams, where all the files are stored. And that sits in the site assets library, and you'll find your notebook in there. So I'm going to click that, say save. There you go. So as you read, because I get a lot of people saying I can't edit the thing, it does say up there, to ensure the best possible experience for our users, OneNote will be read-only by default. Now this is because the amount of people that can work in OneNote at the same time, and the power of what you can do with OneNote now. You don't want every user in the team having direct access with that, because it can cause a bit of a performance issue. So what I can do is I'm going to say click here to edit your notebook, and that will open it up in a new tab. I can change who has rights to open it, manage it, tweak it. It's just from within the team environment, it's read only, and then I can go into OneNote directly and use the facilities, actually using the correct services to go in there and tweak it. So now when I go into here, when you use OneNote, you add sections, and in each section you have pages. So I might want a section to be around the mouse services, and I would like to have a list of the services that I would like to do. So I would like a sort of a main summary. So the mouse services is a section, that's a page, and a section can have many pages, so I might want to go into detail about each different service that I'd like to provide. So in here I'm going to have the sort of wiki that I would like to use as a frequently asked questions. We might want a live training service, so we can do sort of virtual training, and I would like to have people book themselves on the virtual training. Videos, and I might want to use stream for that. And there's some great ways we can create the videos. We could actually record a team meeting, record it, and then use that as the live video as the heading point, which is quite useful. So I'm basically putting in here all the things that I intend to do. So if anything happens to me tomorrow, whatever the situation is, this still continues. And Barry and Amanda can take over and look at that. Now what I could then do is in OneNote, I could then create new pages. So if I go and insert a brand new page, right click, I'm a lazy person, I right click in the page area, new page. And then what I want to do is I want these to be the breakdown of each of those topics. So the wiki, frequently asked questions. And then there, I would then put in a bullet point, well, what does the wiki entail? How do we generate the information? So questions like, how do we generate the info? Who writes them? Where are they placed? So what I mean by that is one wiki in general, or one in each topic channel. So these are things, I hopefully would have planned this in advance, but the reason why I put these in here is because as we nurture and grow this team, things change. Business does go through change, and we have to respond to change. So I want to make sure that our team adapts to the change and can grow with it. So by having this kind of plan in there is really useful. I can, with these pages, which is quite cool, is I can actually right click them and make them sub pages. So on that wiki and the live streaming, let's do another one. And again, same as before, right click on that particular page, make it a sub page. I can make them sub pages in case you want to do that. You can actually make sub pages within sub pages. So you've just got this lovely structure that you can use to break down. Okay, I might have another section in case you need other sections in here as well. Unfortunately, I can't right click, so I'm going to have to be the lazy person that goes right to the bottom of the page, because they're right at the bottom of the page there, horrible little adding things. Oh, so far away from where I was working. Click section, and I'll go in there and just add a new section. So I might want to put in there maintenance. What else? So I've got the admin there doing the mouse notebook. What I also want to now do is, rather than me just doing the work or emailing people and say, can you do this, can you do that? Because the whole point of the team is to centralize everything we want to do. So what would be great is if I went into Teams and built Planner. Planner allows you to create a board or boards. So if I create a new plan, this would be the mouse, I'm going to call it mouse design and maintenance. Okay, click save. So this is my planner board where I can do all the tasks. So now I could have other, instead of having design and maintenance, I could have had a design board, I could have had a maintenance board and just put my stuff in there. And the other way is I just add the tasks. So when you're doing tasks, I could put them into bucket lists, which is what I want to do. So that to-do box, I'm going to put that in as planned work. I have a bucket list for maintenance, and then a bucket list for bug fixes. So if any users raised an issue, we would put those into the right buckets, and that way we can assess and make sure that we're attending to the work in the right priority. So planned work would be something like, you know, create training session booking system. I can assign that it's got to be done by a certain date. Let's say if we're saying we want to launch this by the end of May, I'm hoping to get it done earlier because we're already behind in terms of getting people up to scratch and working Office 365 through the COVID. People have all been fumbling in the dark. And the idea of this team, as I said before, is to get around that, get people in an environment where they can learn quite happily and safely. So I'm going to add this task, and I'm adding it so that I can go in there and edit it. So I'm going to just go in there and click it. And the idea is that I can add some notes in there. Then the notes can be some quick descriptions about what I want to do. Just going to add some text in there. And then you've got the checklist. So the creating the training session could be made up of different tasks or sort of subtasks. So the checklist will be things like create the booking list, and I've planned to do that in a SharePoint site, which we happen to already have. Create the booking form. Thank you. Create the booking form. So much for the mute on my mobile phone. Creating booking form, create booking process, and that's going to be a Power Automate flow. And you're going to see this because, you know, this is not just me making it up. That's stuff that I'm going to be adding into later videos as part of this solution, this scenario. So you're going to see it all kick in. Planner, if you haven't seen it before, fantastic tool, allows you to work in any environment, especially in Teams, so we can centralize all the work that he's doing. But at the same time, we can all see the work so that if anyone's free, they can take over a task and it's not all sort of sitting on my in tray. And it really is a great way of making sure, and again, I'm putting this in to help manage the team. I mean, it just makes absolute sense that we provision the team and put in the internal tools first, like so, and then do the external ones, which is where the end users get the experience. Okay, so finishing this off, when you create a task like so, if I add another one in there to do video stream channel, I might want some different channels, and those channels could be how-tos, tips and tricks, and then it specifies the topic of the channel, whether it's OneDrive or SharePoint. So I would like them to set up the channels. But the idea of this is that with all these tasks, you've got these little color-coded tabs, admin, user experience. So these would be tasks providing extra tools and functionality for the team. Might have another one, so that would be for, the promotion of this. So I might want to put in some tasks that allow us to sort of make sure we're reaching out to users, getting them into this so they can experience our environment. The idea then is I just go in and choose which of these I want to associate to these tasks. So that creating a training session booking system is definitely a user experience. We're building it for their benefit. And the same with the video streaming channel. So with that one, that's also a user experience. This all makes perfect sense because when you start working with the planner and you're building up this long list of tasks into your bucket list, what you have on the right hand side is the ability to filter on tasks based on different things. So let's look at only the tasks that are part of our plan work, our maintenance, bug fixes. These are our bucket list at the top there. I can do it via the labels. So there you go. Just show me the stuff that was based on the user experience based tasks, anything that's outstanding on admin that we haven't done yet. I can then filter on those appropriate. So this is just a quick way of making sure we see the tasks. And then underneath that, tasks by every member and owner within the team. So I can say, well, which tasks were assigned to or completed by these people. So I can chase up tasks. So you've got a lovely filtering system there, which is really, really excellent. Then you've got the grouping tool that does the same sort of thing, groups the tasks by the associated options in there as well. Same sort of principle. So instead of hiding, it just rearranges them all and puts them into different categories. Okay, so once you've done all that and you've managed it, as the tasks progress and you mark them as completed, so let's say I have done my video streaming, I'm just going to mark that as complete. Oops. Okay, so it's marked as completed. The idea is that then takes effect on the charts tab at the top, so I can look at analytics about my planner tasks, how I'm getting on, am I behind schedule, am I ahead of schedule, where are we causing or where are we finding delays are being caused, what sort of things are we finding issues that are taking a lot of work to do. So the charts is a fantastic tool that allows you to manage and analyze the information and manage it in response to the progress as well. And the schedule just shows you a chart, just shows you a calendar of where those tasks are allocated. So if I've done start dates and due dates on my tasks, they will pop in here, and it gives me a quick eye look as I go in here of the morning and say, right, what needs to be done, what should I be chasing up at this particular point as well. So I've got some lovely little tools here that allow me to manage my planner. Okay, site's planned, it's provisioned, and the next episode that you're going to see after this one is about getting it promoted, getting it out there, letting people know it exists, and keeping them in track with the existence of this tool, because it's an essential one. It's there to support the users. We want to make sure we promote it as best we can. So just a couple of tips and tricks on the promotion side is on episode 3. Hope you like this. Again, any feedback, any ideas that you'd like me to put into this real world scenario with user support, send it to my social media channels. I'm all ears, and I'll put that in there in due course. Stay safe, have fun.